Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Well, unfortunately, the little Echis ocellatus did not, well, it doesn't seem to be apparent that they're eating. So what I need to do is get something into their gullet, whether they like it or not. Hopefully I can get it in there safely. So I have this premature infant feeding tube that we'll use, and because their gut can't hold a whole lot, I'm not going to use a big bore syringe like I would for an adult snake. I'm going to use this tuberculin syringe and probably only give them a few tenths of a cc. And with the small syringe, it's a much lower pressure delivery than the big bore. I mean, you have to think in the terms of hydraulic engineering that, you know, if you have a large diameter piston and it's pushing a fluid, the larger diameter means that the higher delivery pressure here, etc., etc. You can look it up on the internet if you want to understand hydraulics. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prime the tube so we don't have any air that we get into their gullet. Believe me, they're going to be unhappy as it is. So now that the tube is primed, I'm going to stick it in there and I'm going to withdraw. So I have it all set to go now. I'll just wipe this off because I use PAM spray as a lubricant. So I'll express this out from 0.9, so if I go 3, it's 0.6, 0.3, and that'll cover all of them in one syringe. Unfortunately, this is a terrible waste, but I have to do what we'll have to do. Okay, so now's the very dangerous part.
It's next door, the pan spray.
It was up in there. No? Alright, so we're going to pause for a second until we find the PAM spray. So we found the PAM spray. Original canola oil. It's not good for humans, but the snakes are only going to get a small amount. These are nice because they're graduated in centimeters, and this way I can see, you know, how far we're going to push that into the little gullet. I mean, these are like probably 5 centimeter long snakes, so probably only 2.5 centimeters is probably a good place to stop. Otherwise, we thread them like a elongated bead and come out the bottom end, and we don't want to do that.
No.
Okay, so let's take number 1, who happens to be, of course, hiding under its little block of cork here. You can see that there are some crickets in there. In previous videos, we've got them all wet and allowed them to shed out. So now is the time where we get down to business. That is an exceptionally small snake. Come on, I know, this is big and scary. So I'm going to put that over there. Now, these things can go like bloody hell. You'd be surprised how fast they can cover ground and play snake hockey. So we're not going to mess around with them. Now there's 2 ways that we can do this. tough little head to grab. You can take a sponge. Oh, we're winding ourselves up into a little knot. We're death rolling and we're pooping all over me, huh? Well, if that's the worst thing that happens to me today, that's a good thing. Not that I'm into scat. So what we will do, and of course, he's not at all happy. Ooh, precarious. I think we're just gonna leave him right there. Yeah, I know. I can see your tail wagging. I'm taking my time because I don't want to, you know, believe it or not, I can probably push that little cannula right through his gut wall. Okay, so now we're all straightened out. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to give you, so that's 0.1 and that's 0.2. We'll look at the little belly and watch it plump up. And that's 0.3, and that's probably all we should give you. Dan, got the tub? We'll give it a little squeegee to push it down. Here we go. Alright, so we have a very unhappy but plumped up little Ekis. I hope he likes chicken. I know.
Got a little shake and bake in his mouth.
So yeah, we're gonna... Yeah, it's pretty nasty stuff. Probably the Pam doesn't taste very good either. No.
That'll just get him even more coated.
Yeah. Okay, these are desert snakes. They're used to getting sand in their mouth, so we'll just let him spat it out, and we'll just let him go. We'll spray down the cage walls a little bit later. To make sure that he has water, but you know, he just got baby food and Pedialyte, so...
You want to try one with the sponge to see how it goes? If it's maybe a little bit...
I don't have a sponge upstairs, but...
Oh well.
Dan, run down to the kitchen sink and grab the sponge that's on the inside of the edge of the sink. There's two of them. So it would be the inboard one towards the nozzle.
It looks a little bit better than the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just not touching the crickets.
No, and
we have to worry about the crickets possibly feasting on them.
well, that was something I forgot to do yesterday. Do we have any of those orange cricket cubes downstairs?
I think so.
So yeah, we should toss a cube in there for the crickets to feast on and get hydrated, and that way they won't chew on my snake. Okay, yeah, so just go run it under the faucet in the other room, please. Meanwhile, we can look at Thud's junk that he's hanging out there.
He's flashing this silly snake. Look at that.
And then we got Derpy down below, the Slinky. He's ready to shed. He's gone through his entire blue cycle. I gave him a drink of water earlier. I think he'll probably take something to eat and he may shed thereafter. So we'll have to see. Okay, so one way to do this is we use a sponge to pin the little blighter. So we have it like that. See, the problem is getting a little blighter pinned in a manner that is workable. And you also have to remember to keep your fingers from going over the edge there. And are we in? No, we're not in. We're going to be resistive because naturally a lot of snakes will open their mouth when you grab them by the head, hoping they can fang you. But if they're pinned, it may not work so well.
Nope. Don't poke his eye.
Well, part of the thing is I need a magnifying glass to work on this guy because he's so tiny.
Yep.
You know, this may be the safer way to do it, however, I just can't make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah, because while you're gone, I may need to do that. Or try anyway.
See now how the mouth comes open?
Mm-hmm.
It makes it a lot easier to work. There we go. Now this cannula is way too big for their trachea, so I'm not even worried about that. So there's 6 centimeters total length. So that's 1, 2, and 3, and now we've filled up the little blighter. And smush it all down.
We have someone watching with great interest up there.
Hi, dude. How you doing, Mr. Elvis? Got the belly. Elvis wants to come out and play, huh? Or do you just want a rat, huh? When you want a big sausage, I know what you want. Okay. So let's do this one, and then we're sort of done. This does look like it has a little bit of air in there, so.
Yeah, one of the Russell snipers just kind of going crazy.
Yeah, they got fed yesterday.
He's under this one, by the way.
Okay. I don't know why he's necessarily going crazy, but so he's under that one. Hello. As you can imagine, I've built up. Uh-oh, we're taking off for the hills, huh? I worked up quite a bit of dexterity over the years with these forceps. I've had these since high school. Okay, that was a very long time ago. They've been my main go-to tool for many, many years. They're just the right size. I'm used to the shape. Oh my, we're really having some issues here, aren't we, dude? Huh? I know, I'm sorry. Yeah, we can't overshoot there because our finger would go in her mouth. Yeah, I've done that before. I don't need to do it again.
How much is the air bubble?
Huh?
There's an air bubble in there, right about here, from when you took it off.
Oh. Alright. Well,
I just want to give you a heads up.
yeah, not much I can do about it. We'll let him burp.
He'll just be a little bit gassy.
Sorry, dude. Yeah, it's the problem when I don't like taking it off because he'll have to belch that out, and hopefully food won't go with it. So let me move these to the back where it can be close to the heat.
Already trying to do Sawscale impression.
Yep. Saw scales will be saw scales. There we go. All right. That's all of that for now. We'll have to we'll go down and clean this up and then continue with what we're up to on this Saturday.